This is my first video on this channel, and this channel is kind of just going to be like a diary over my thoughts and how I'm feeling at the moment, what I'm thinking about. But lately, I've been thinking about how when you buy something and you're expecting it to provide you with happiness, most of the time it really doesn't. I've been affected by this quite a bit. Whenever I was in high school, I always wanted the newest or nicest pair of Jordans, or I remember specifically Nike Dunks were very trendy at the time, and that was my thing. I was like, I really wanted the shoes. I'd always look at the shoes. I was like, oh, I really need to spend fucking $200 on that, and oh, once I get that, I'll be very happy. And then I'd get it, and I'd be happy, yeah, for about a day, and then I'd be right back on looking onto something new to buy that would just get that instant dopamine hit. Now I know I'm not doing anything new or groundbreaking talking about consumerism. We all know about it, hopefully. But I feel like right now it's at its worst. And I feel like that's definitely accelerated from social media and even just the current society, especially a time right now when the economy is not doing too well. You can just buy things and it'll signal that you are doing well. That's just, I don't even really know what I'm talking about. That's just like a theory I'd have. But things just really do not make you happy. And I've seen this happen with my friends as well, whether they're buying that new designer hoodie. I feel like I'm the little kid who's talking about how he got bullied wearing the Fila's. But besides that, I feel like this consumerism has also attached itself to pretty much every teenager out there, and it's really not necessary. I feel like people don't even really care what you have, whether it's new or trendy or whatever. But you're constantly exposed to this stuff on social media by these influencers with millions of views, millions of followers. And it's only natural to want to be like them. So you're going to buy whatever they have, because if you look up to someone, you're going to want to be like them, and you think if you have what they have, that will make you more like them. But you don't need to be like anybody else. You just need to understand what you really want for yourself. And I feel like ever since I've taken a giant step back from social media, whether that's TikTok or Instagram or anything where I'm very exposed to a lot of things that are targeted specifically towards my generation, I feel like it hasn't really affected me that much since then. Now, of course, I still want things, but I'm no longer constantly looking for that new thing to buy that's going to provide me with that 2 minute dopamine hit. But I see it everywhere. Like, occasionally I'll go on Instagram on my computer, and when you're looking at it from an outside perspective, you've been off social media for a while, and you're seeing this from an outside perspective, it becomes very obvious. Things are just being shoved in your face. Oh, you need this. You need to buy this now. You want to fit in. You have to get this. And when you're on scrolling on social media all the time, I feel like you kind of ignore it. It's kind of normal. It's just noise, and I feel like that's when it's most potent. But if you can take a step back and you realize that these things, they don't have any actual inherent value to them. They're just made by corporations to try and milk consumers for everything that they're worth. Now, I notice for girls, it's especially common, not being sexist or anything, but like whether it was the Stanley cups or whatever water bottle is popular right now, I notice that's a thing that's very common for them. I remember it was hydro flasks, and I feel like it also creates a sense of a very homogenous culture. Whenever I go out and I see a group of people that are around my age, they always dress the same, act the same, have the same things, have the same haircut. I feel like that really is a byproduct to this consumerist culture, because if you don't have this water bottle, if you don't have these shoes, if you don't have this phone, then you're just not in. You're not cool. I know I've done these things. You can see Jordans literally right here and right here. These ones are fake though, because in freshman year, I didn't have money to actually buy the cool new shoes, so I had to get the fake ones. But that brings me to another thing. Um, Fakes, like you're going out of your way to just make it look like you're in, look like you're part of the crowd, and I think it's kind of stupid because what benefit do you really gain from having that new thing? Your life has not changed at all before you got something. Okay, maybe you got a compliment and that made you feel good. It was by a girl. You got a bit of a stiffy, but it doesn't matter. Your life was not changed by this thing. It was the exact same, and you're gonna go to bed that night and you're gonna have that same empty feeling that you have every single night, regardless of what you bought that day. And companies like Amazon or any online delivery thing, you can just press order, it'll come immediately. And I've also experienced this for things where I'm not really being seen by other people, but I just feel like I have to buy. Like if you see right here, this manga collection. Yeah, I read them, but I can also read them online for free. I don't have to pay anything. But I'd buy them, and I'd buy some. I'd read them. Sometimes I wouldn't even read them, and I'd just be looking at new ones to buy. I just had to expand that collection because I feel like when you have a sense of emptiness or like loneliness, you try to just fill that with stuff. You try to just buy stuff, like it'll just get rid of it. And I feel the way that you have to work around that is through just working on yourself and actually prioritizing your true values and what you want to accomplish rather than just casting it aside and entering your credit card numbers to get something and get that quick hit of dopamine. I think it's really bad for society. I mean, it's good for the corporations, and I'm not saying you shouldn't buy anything. I'm not even giving you advice. I'm just talking. But I'm not saying that it's terrible to have something nice. Like sometimes you something just catches your eye and you like it. But when something catches your eye just because it's something that will fit in with the crowd or you feel like it will evoke validation from other people, I feel like you should take a step back and look at what you're really doing from an objective perspective. But that's what I've been trying to do lately. Because if you take a look back from an external perspective, I'm going to keep using shoes as an example. But if you look at it from an objective perspective, you're thinking, I get paid like I work a part-time job. I get paid $12 an hour. Anyways, let me cut to the chase. You're looking back to a $200 pair of shoes. You're seeing this from an outside perspective, right? I'm paying about 20 hours worth of labor for something on my feet, to put on my feet, so that I can say that I have the shoes. And this practice works with quite a few things when you look at something objectively. But I feel like it's especially useful here. Because how are you going to be any different? I also used to have this with like fucking gaming PCs or whatever. I was really bad with this when I was a teenager. I would always just need I'd always be looking at the best graphics card or the best monitor. I didn't even really, I'd get the fucking best monitor to play Fortnite. I feel like this is especially potent in suburban areas. I live in a suburban area, and so there's really not much to do except buy stuff. Like if you want to go out with your friends, you're probably just going to buy stuff or go eat. You want to hang out, it's a minimum $40. And I feel like if you're just if you don't really have any options to do anything that's particularly fun, you you just fill that up once again with buying stuff. And I feel like with overconsumption like that, it's very easy to just buy stuff and fill that void. I know I sound like I'm just rambling on about filling a dark void in my heart or whatever, but that's really what it is. You have nothing to do, you're bored, you just want to get something. So, yeah.